you troubled by strange thoughts in the middle of the night? Do you experience feelings of dread throughout your daily life? Have you or any member of your family seen things that you couldn't explain? If their answer is yes, then don't waste another minute. Go to onlinetherapy.com and speak to the professionals. Onlinetherapy.com. Their courteous and efficient staff is on call 24 hours a day to serve your mental health issues. We're ready to believe you. OnlineTherapy.com is tailor-made to you. You take a brief questionnaire and it asks you questions like, what are you suffering from? And then gives you an entire list of options. They even do couples therapy, and you also choose how you do therapy. Whether on the phone, video calls, texting, you make it convenient for you. Much like your favorite blanket, it's comforting to know that OnlineTherapy.com is always there for you with on-demand 24-hour unlimited texting. So, you get matched with a therapist that specializes in how to help your specific issues. An online journal to write down all of your thoughts and progress, and now they also just released a yoga benefit as part of their therapy. Click the link below and get 20% off your first month on therapy, okay? That's the link below, onlinetherapy.com. Check it out. Make yourself a little bit better in the brain.
You strike me as a Flavor of Love type of man.
Oh, dude, those shows, I watched all that shit.
Yeah, Rock of Love.
Rock of
Flavor
Love. Oh my god.
Yeah.
People think people watch like Love Island right now.
I can't get into that.
And they're like, this is hysterical. And I'm like, you don't understand what this is what reality shows legit used to be when we were like younger. They used to be like, hey, we get a bunch of we're going to get a dating show where there's the age range of the women is 20 to 55, right? And what are you going to do? Are you going to recruit nice women? No. We're going to recruit the worst of the worst. And then we're going to put them in a house. We're going to apply them with alcohol, and they're going to fight over the affection of a celebrity that they are all equally obsessed with. It was great. It was always great.
Some of them are going to fuck them.
No, they all fucked them. Right? I mean, Bret Michaels definitely plowed every one of those chicks.
I would say, yeah, if he was into you, then he got you. Yeah, if he was into you, he got you. Because he would have to it wasn't his first time seeing those girls.
Oh no, yeah. I agree. He was definitely behind the glass in the auditions. I think they had to send in a tape, so he probably
it was that one will do.
That one will do. Yeah. That one, not that one. I don't like the eyes. One tit's higher than the other on that one. Yeah,
it's is she cool? Is she cool? He has to make sure that she's I'm gonna fuck the other girls in the house. So I'm gonna need you to be cool.
It's oh my god! They make out and they do the thing where their foreheads are touching, and she's like, oh my god! It's
laying in bed together. He's like,
I gotta go.
He's like, I just want you to know that just because I fucked you first doesn't mean that I'm not gonna fuck everybody else too. She's like, why? He's like, I'm a rock star. Well, former rock star.
No. I'm a rock star. He stops and turns around. No. I'm a rock star.
I forgot he wouldn't have wherewithal, or he wouldn't have what made him great. He wouldn't be able to compartmentalize saying I'm no longer.
No, from that era, those guys are all fucking I'm a rock star.
Right,
you know what I mean? And to basically true form. I don't think guys like that truly. I'm not saying this in a nostalgic way. I'm legitimately saying I don't think rock stars in general exist anymore. So not really.
I mean, what do you call Taylor Swift?
A very successful pop star. Rock star? No.
I guess she's not a
because you know what?
Star.
Because it's everybody loves Taylor Swift. That's the things that someone like a rock star would rebel against. I guess is someone like Taylor Swift, but she's huge. But she's not a rock star. I think she's more of a. I think she's just one of the most successful pop stars because she was a country singer when she started. Remember?
Yeah,
and then she made that change real quick and to shake it off like that. People look at that and they're like, she's always been this way. And I'm like, no, she was an acoustic guitar lady.
True.
And she was a success, but then she became a mega success. So I don't know. That's you and I know way too much about some of this shit.
Yeah, what is she gonna do?
But being a rock star like Bret Michaels, I'm saying that kind of that kind of ego.
Some of the young rappers have it. And it is just people who I don't know. I'll see a kid with a weird haircut, jumping around on the stage, and there'll be 500,000 people there, and I have no clue who he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's a SoundCloud.
Burna Boy.
But
Burna Boy is a rock star.
I don't think I know a Burna Boy.
You wouldn't know, but he just
he's
sold out the garden.
Rapper,
he just sold out the garden. You know what I mean?
He sold out the theater or the garden?
The big one. He sold out Wembley or some shit.
That's
also.
But that's those SoundCloud motherfuckers,
no,
right?
He's an African artist.
An African artist.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You've definitely heard it, just not known that it was him.
Is he rap, sing? What's he? I don't.
A hybrid. Yeah,
A little bit of everything.
Yeah,
All right. But he's got a huge following.
a huge following.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But like
Drake is a rock star.
Drake's like a retired rock star. That's how he lives his life now, in my opinion.
Oh, and there's no competition, out there. It's just you.
Well, he's also a different kind of rapper than what's out now, too. I think, right? Am I wrong to say that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Drake still came up when you had to there was no the internet wasn't. That's weird to say for Drake, but I don't think the internet was what it was when Drake was coming up.
No, I guess not all of it. No, I mean,
It was there, but you couldn't. There was mixtapes were definitely still a thing. Even on that level, it was just a different. It was an internet mixtape. You get you download a song, but there was no SoundCloud. TikTok wasn't a thing yet when he was coming up or any of that shit.
true. Yeah, I remember watching him on Degrassi, and I was just like,
Yeah, he was Jimmy Brooks on Degrassi, right?
Yeah, I was like, this crippled motherfucker can sing. I was like,
Sing, rap. He was good. He still is.
Jimmy Brooks.
But even now, I mean, you look at a lot, like you were saying, you look at a lot of people now, and you're like, these people are selling out. And I don't know who the fuck any of them are because we live in a world where I think where one day you're not famous, and then this Post Malone.
Yeah, you're gonna really get famous overnight. Yeah,
especially in music nowadays, especially in rap, because I think also there's a high turnover rate of a lot of these guys too. A lot of them are this song's great, and then they never they can't capitalize the whole
Right.
the album is not as good. They do the one single, and the single blows up huge, and then after that they can't capitalize on the album.
it's sad. But I would take being a one hit wonder.
You would take me to one hit wonder?
Oh yeah,
That's actually not a bad
It depends on what the one hit is, but give me whatever that song that Pitbull had was.
Dude.
Whatever the
I think
fuck that
Pitbull.
was.
I can't tell you every song off Pitbull's album. I can just tell you the hit off. He has one hit wonders for every album.
Right, but
Name me another Pitbull song that isn't the number one hit off each
Right,
album.
give me that one Pitbull song. I'll take
Yeah,
it.
he just-
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Which one? You know which one.
You know
which one.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I feel especially from the '90s, that was if you had a one hit wonder, you're I'm set.
You're right.
Because you're never gonna play The Garden.
Yeah, but on a list where there's 30 singers that night, you're gonna make that list because it's everybody knows you have that hit,
And they're gonna sing it, and they're gonna go nuts when you play it.
and hopefully, if you're lucky, you did one good feature too, so you can do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the Billy Ray Cyrus fucking life, right? He did "Achy Breaky Heart," and then he featured on a couple things, and then he ends up on a fucking Lil Nas X song. Just take the one hit wonder. Something great will happen for you eventually.
Yeah, and that's his second. I mean,
I like how you're I'll take fame at any level. By the way,
at any the Giglio Beach Killer. Everybody's well known. You know what I mean? So he's
more infamous.
Famous. Give me something with a us on the end. It doesn't matter.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm going to start killing hookers immediately. I'm saying it may come to that if something doesn't pop off.
It may.
Oh man, I didn't even introduce you, dude. Hey, I'm sorry. That's just a fun conversation. Everybody, Keith Faifax.
Oh,
Fucking
thanks,
Millennial
Bud.
Stoner.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back, dude.
Yeah, like a applause track or something.
No, this is a podcast. We don't do radio. I've learned the difference between radio and podcasting. Drops and stuff is radio.
I mean, you could do drops on. I mean, we watch podcasts that have drops.
Man, don't come in here like my mom being you need to do this shit instead.
I'm just saying, it'd be nice to have a little.
Yeah, shut up, Auntie. Anyway, but thanks for coming down, dude.
No problem.
Did your podcast on what Tuesday? We did it Tuesday.
Yes, we
Fairfax
did.
with Fairfax, which was the first one in a while.
That was the first one in a while. Yeah, I'm starting to back up.
Just took a break for a little bit.
Yeah, because the summer is just July.
No, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, I barely worked in July, and
fucking sucks.
comedically wise, and then I was like, "Fuck, we got to make something happen." So I was like, "We take a break from this and try to fine tune it a little bit, and then we'll jump back in now and see how things go." But it was a couple people there. We had fun,
Yeah, no, I was
doing it at Crafted. Thinkly,
plug the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, Fairfax with Fairfax. You can always come down to Crafted in Riverhead Tuesday nights at 7 and come watch a live podcast. It's great. Sometimes we answer questions. Sometimes we play fun games.
You always have a good time.
Yeah, who knows what hijinks might ensue.
But if you're there having dinner, we will ruin your night. We've done
if
it.
you come there with your family, you guys plan on having a peaceful dinner. Joel starts saying, naughty words.
And Keith starts saying racial words and when those mesh together, it's a milkshake of chaos.
Sometimes.
You remember when we were doing the show and there was a legit family and like they were coming towards the end of the dinner, but you could tell they asked for the bill real quick,
we've
10
heard
minutes
enough.
in.
Yeah, we've heard enough.
I can't remember what we were talking about. It might have been like a royal wedding shit or something, but I think I was talking about how I think Princess Diana was hot or some shit. Or I thought it was something like that.
We get derailed. So
but I remember specifically they did the whole the whole
Garçon?
Yeah, Garçon, please. So, but check it out. Come down and watch it live. Where do you post the show?
YouTube on the Keith Faifax comedy.
Keith Faifax comedy. Go check his shit out. We're gonna also do some plugs too. Do you have any shows coming up you want to plug? Just so it's out of the way.
I am at Sound Bistro September 29th. That is going to be a fun show. And I'm also back at Eastwind Desmond's September 14th. So those will be two good shows. And then I'll have some little things in between there that I'm going to jump into. I know I got a couple of things in Huntington. And another show, I got a show in Ronkonkoma coming up also. So,
what's your Instagram?
It is Mr. Fairfax.
Yeah, follow him on Instagram, Mr. Fairfax. You post all the shows, you post all that stuff on there.
Appreciate the plug, bud.
Of course, man. And I've got some shows coming up. I got two very big ones. I got. I think this will be out before the 15th, Chris.
Be out on Monday.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So when if you're hearing this Tuesday, I'm going to be at Sticks and Stones Comedy Club again, hosting for Liz Mealy, or Mealy. Is it Mealy? Mealy. Excuse me. I'm already fired. Liz Mealy. Very funny. Great show. It's going to be great. There's a 7:00 show, and then there's a 9:00 show, Tuesday the 15th. Go on sticksandstonescomedyclub.com to get tickets for that. Reserve, come down. They just did, Eddie Pepitone got sick. They couldn't be there. He had to cancel. They just had Tom Cotter there this past Thursday, and it went really well. Great crowd. So keep them coming in. And then on September... doing a Terry McNeely show on Friday, September 15th. I'm going to be doing Terry McNeely's Laughs in the Giggle Room. Billy Geyer's going to be on that. Travis Grant's on that. Hugh Murray's on that. There's a lot of great people on it. Come down, check it out. Show starts at 8:00. So come on down. That's the Giggle Room at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown.
Awesome. Yeah, right. Sorry, my dates for that are the 21st I'm at Desmond's. The 21st I'm at Desmond's, and the 29th I'm at Sound Bistro of September.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, and everybody knows I'll do more Instagram stuff at the end. So anyway, it's good to have you back on, man. I've actually wanted to have you back on for a while because you're like, we were talking about this outside, how I'm like, people like, kind of find your thing in comedy, and I've always kind of seen you as the guy who does topical stuff. Like you do, you rip a lot of your shit from the headlines.
Yes, I do prefer some topical humor.
You're good at it. You're the only person I know that does it. Like if weekly, like you'll come up with something like if something happens that week.
Right.
Sometimes you go deep though. So some of the stuff that you watch, and you're like, no one else saw that documentary I watched. Like,
yeah, I'll deep dive in it too early, and I wind up like, oh, I was planning on getting to it. I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna ruin it for you. Spoiler alert. Yeah.
But there's been a lot of stuff happening, and quite frankly, a lot of hilarious stuff that I wanted to bring up and have you on specifically to talk about it, because that's usually what we talk about in Fairfax with Fairfax anyway, and I see this as a bit of a crossover, so I want to make sure I bring you the right stuff. You got all your water, your wheelbarrow of water.
I was about to sneeze.
You drank that like...
I was like, don't get me.
But can you bring up you heard about all the Jonah? I don't care. This is a little late, but I wanted to have you on for this. You heard about all the Jonah Hill shit, right?
Yeah, I did see the stuff with him and his ex.
Can you bring up? Yeah, here you go. So he got accused of like being emotionally abusive and weaponizing therapy talk. But can you bring up? So he had like texted her. So his girlfriend is a surfer. Ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, he's like engaged now and about to have a kid.
God damn.
So she chose some very. The timing was impeccable.
Yeah, he does look like. But here's the thing. Yeah. So is this the first one, Chris?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So she was a surfer, and he was very. I don't know. He was basically like not very comfortable with like her surfing. and doing all that stuff, and like was they're saying he was emotionally abusive. So these are some of the text messages. This is so it's Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill saying, "Respect you, I expect you want to live your life. You only get one. Sort of done with explaining myself." He sounds exact. This is how I imagine he sounds in real life, by the way. 3 removed, not, and this is the girl. 3 removed, not the video yet. It is my best surfing video. Would you feel better if the cover frame was different? Any more specific ones that bother you? Yes, one that isn't of your ass in a thong. Not a thong, but okay. Plain and simple. Is this Jonah Hill? All right, so this is Jonah Hill. Plain and simple. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places from your wild recent past, beyond getting lunch or coffee or something respectful, man, he sounds like a real queef. I am not the right partner for you. If he's bring...
Well, you know what he is? He's just like former fat guy.
What do you think of all this, though? Like, this is like a lot of shit.
Listen, at least he's not. At least he's being real and being upfront with it. Like, hey,
no, and I remember thinking that.
At least it's not like on some. You're just supposed to know how I feel. I mean, explain exactly how he feels.
Exactly.
You know, like he listed how he feels what he likes and what he dislikes, and he's in a position of power in, like, you know, the world of, you know, he's Jonah Hill. You know, he's not like some schlub. Like, so,
well,
and it's just like, hey, if we're gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend, I kind of need you to do these things, and if not, no big deal. We're just not right for each other. So I kind of get. I mean, it is. I mean, very. I mean, it's wild.
It's like he's being a little bit. He's being a little twatty.
He's being a little twatty saying this shit.
No, but you are right though.
But you know, it's also he's like, fucking with my feelings on the line. This is how I feel. If you're okay with it, then let's move on. If not, then you know, it is what it is.
And for the record, and I mean, I think you're right. Actually, I don't think most men would list their feelings like this. To be fair,
and you know, deep down inside, I mean, most guys would probably want this, like, hey, I don't want you surfing with other guys.
Yeah, it would come off really aggressive.
Inappropriate relationship with other men. I don't want you to model. Like, I mean, a lot of that is just self-centered
I like how
shit.
you're reading it. You're reading it like almost like a cold read. It's like, hey, I don't want you a boundaryless relationship, okay? I don't want you to model. I don't want you to do all these things.
I mean, I'm not nearly that possessive, or
he does come off a little possessive, but at least he's explaining exactly how he feels.
Right.
Most
I
men
know a lot
can't
of guys
even
that feel this way though, so it's like I can't say it's. Well, you know, it'd be wild for me to say this shit, but not wild. But I get, you know, the perspective.
I don't think it's necessarily. I mean, here's the thing: if she was legit going out and like being like a fucking like super whore,
she's a surfer. I mean, so it's like,
but yeah, you can't get. I mean, I don't know. She's like lives on the beach. Beach girls tend to like wear very to little to no. Even when they wear regular clothes, it's barely wearing. They live on the beach, man. You know, and she's a surfer, so it's like. I mean,
they're not surfing with other men. I guess he means like outside of like practice or, you know, tournaments. He doesn't just want her waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning with some guy named Chad and going surfing in the morning.
That.
It's like, all right, you know, that's a reasonable.
I get it. I guess, yeah.
I guess so. I mean,
but that also means that he's like, there's a lack of trust there on his end. Would you not say 100%? Like, he's insecure about something,
but he's letting you know from the jump.
Yeah. Oh, he sounds like somebody that'll let you know if this bagel's fucking too stale.
Nobody could ever go to this girl and say like, yeah, and then he was like possessive and overwhelming. She was like, well, what were the signs? Well, he gave me a detailed text telling me. It's like,
it's true.
You mean the best thing that you could ask for is a detailed text telling you whether this guy is, you know, for you or not.
Yeah.
I mean, some girls like that. They want to be like it's just me and you. Like, we don't have any.
Oh, the little microcosm?
Yeah. It's just me and you out there. Me and you versus the world. And
a lot of guys I know are like that. That's always weird, too. I mean, a lot. First of all, like all of this sounds like a couple that's unbearable to see in public too. Like,
oh no, I mean he's, you know, I mean it's just.
And again, I like if she was like going out at like you said, like if she was like going out at like I'm gonna go out at midnight with some dude named Brett, and like she's like whoring around, that's different. I'd be like, you know, if she, but she doesn't seem like she just. As far as I'm concerned, it's like she said of your recent reckless past, but I also feel like. Reckless past to Jonah Hill is like she used to do Adderall and like go to a club sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I have no, you know, we would just be speculating. She could be a party girl. Who knows? She doesn't look like it, but she could be a party girl.
She's like a California girl,
right?
You know what I mean? She's a surfer.
But he's used to being around party girls and whatnot. Like, he was in, like, the Party Boys with
But doesn't
him,
he get?
DiCaprio.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't Leo DiCaprio? Doesn't he hang out? Doesn't Leo bang
he's-
like a line of girls with
So
like
he's probably
headphones on?
seen that and is like, I don't want you to be like, that's the type of girls he see Leo bangs. Probably he was like, you know what, I don't want
This
you to
is
have
not Leo DiCaprio.
these qualities. You know what I mean?
you
That
think
leads to somebody getting banged by Leo.
Do you think Leo makes? Oh man, do you think Leo makes fun of him to his face?
No.
You don't think he does?
No, probably the nicest ever to him.
Really? You think Leo's really nice?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that they're bosom buddies and he's really nice to
I
him.
love it. You're like, no, I respect Leonardo DiCaprio a lot. I think he's a
He's
good dude.
one of my favorites. I've never heard anybody say differently, so I can't
No,
say.
to be fair, you're absolutely right, actually. I don't think anybody's ever. Are there any. The only thing that I've heard, and no one's actually complained about this, this is just the myth of, which is apparently true. Now, you told me this, and you're one of a couple people, is the banging the girl with the headphones.
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly inconsiderate, but I mean,
It's
you should just be happy to be there. I mean,
I'm Leo DiCaprio.
I don't think a beggar could be a chooser.
You should just be happy. I mean, you want to listen to this. What's he listening to? That's what I'm asking.
Probably some dope shit, Mozart.
Do you think it's Mozart?
Yeah, something like
What if
that.
it's like Sesame Street songs?
No, it's probably
No, you don't
like,
want it. What if it is though?
No,
What if he's
it's
listening to? What if he's listening to Raffi on tape?
No, it's like opera, like Patelli or something
Oh my
like
God.
that. He's
What is this? Is this her?
So this is our response.
This is her response to that long thing that he just said. And I asked him to make a list of his needs too, but I think this list ended up being like 5 rules for me. Not anything that he needed, the freedom to do in his life himself. Like,
so she did ask for the list.
she did. All right, so this is interesting.
She
actually.
did ask for the list.
Was not a list of needs, it was a list of exceptions, rules for me. So she's saying essentially, how do you feel? I feel this way. Also, you should do these 3 things. That's what she's saying back to him. When we ended it, it's because we couldn't agree on that. And then I stayed friends with him for the next 6 months. It never fucking works out. And he just keeps chalking it up to our breakup, to us being in different places in life. And that's bullshit. That's not the main reason it wasn't working. Okay, so he kept me on as close. This just sounds like somebody who, like, I'm not saying that Jonah Hill is some fucking hideous fucking shut or anything
Yeah,
like
but she
that.
sucks equally.
Yeah, she sucks.
equally sucks.
Yeah, she, but I'm saying like she sucks. This sounds, but but like it's also like he did date, like he dated a little above his fucking level. No, I'm not saying he's a hideous chud, but like if he wasn't famous, would he be able to bang this girl?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe?
I still say maybe. Yeah.
You say maybe?
I don't think she's that far. I don't think she's out of his league. Like,
That's what I was looking for. Out of his league. I said out of his level. So he first kept me on as a close emotional confidant. I don't think any. I never. Have you ever stayed friends with an ex afterwards? Like
half.
legitimately?
I would say probably half.
Half?
Yeah.
You have any ones you're like still now friends with?
No.
No. It never fucking works out. And I remember every ex that's ever tried to do that. It's like a year later or 6 months later. It's just like, it's just whatever. And like, I'll reach out. I'm like, hey, what's up? And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just not part of that. Usually that means they have
Right.
like a new relationship. And it's like, it's this shit. They're like, I don't want you talking to your ex-boyfriends. So I didn't want you to. Yeah, see, this just sounds like a couple that loves to argue in public, though. At the end of the day, like the more I read of this and the more I've read about this, it just seems like I don't know. It seems like people that like to speak through gasp rather than actually saying words. Like they just kind of stand there and they like if something's annoying them, they just kind of breathe like menacingly off to the side.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of actually saying anything. Because yes, she asked and he gave him all of her like his emotional baggage and everything like that. But I feel like he would do that through text messages and not in person.
Yeah, that is a lot of emotion to give out, right?
He also sounds like somebody who loves going to therapy.
Yeah, he sounds
Not
like.
that therapy and mental health isn't important, but he seems like someone who loves going to therapy.
Yeah, that sounded like a very therapy type conversation that he was having there. Yeah.
And like I could see how he could be saying something like trying to the Jedi mind trick because he learned something in therapy and being like, no, it's actually this way or
Right.
some shit like that. Again, like this also just sounds like two people who like argue and like the relationship fell apart. If I like read every one of these text messages out loud, I could find parallels between every one of my friends and the relationships that didn't work out.
Right,
100%. It's just
It's
amazing.
just insecure guy shit.
It's just
That's all.
insecure guy shit. And it's crazy to me because, like, it's like he's immediately demonized, like he's fuck you, you're a piece of shit and everything. And like he's just yeah, I agree. He sounds like somebody who's like real twatty, like 100%.
Right.
But it's just amazing that people are like immediately like burn him to the ground. But that's how people are now, Keith.
I mean, he let her know how he really how he really felt, and this is what he gets.
Anyway,
but offline,
me and Keith will be at our man rally.
I mean, but like this is what he told her how he really felt, and this is what he gets, though. Even if it was cunty and whatever, but like this is what it is.
I think it's hard. I think it's hard enough to get like most guys to express themselves anyway. So points to him for like expressing himself, but again, he just sounds like a queef.
Yeah,
But
she doesn't sound any better.
No, she sounds like a twat. Like it's but these are the kind of people, like you're always, when you're this kind of person, I genuinely think when you exude that kind of thing, that's the kind of person you attract. I think if you are essentially a cunty person or a twatty person, or you're an asshole, like you're going to attract someone who's equally as shitty. And then you're going to be like, well, they're shitty. And I'm like, they're you. I'm willing to bet that these two actually have more in common, but because they're just the same person, they're just going to try to cannibalize each other. That's exactly what happened. This is technically...
Well, he's moved on. I mean, he's in a...
Yeah, but this is the perfect woman for him. I'm saying,
right.
like, this is actually the perfect woman for him.
Yeah, this is 822. I mean, like...
He's moved on, but he hasn't done better from what I've seen. Like, he's just got some lady under his thumb.
I'm pretty sure she's pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Under his thumb, doing what he says, putting what he wants inside of her. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but I mean, she knows what she signed up for.
You make it sound like she sat there and she goes, "Are you prepared to date Jonah Hill?" Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. I am.
Did you watch that interracial movie with Eddie Murphy? Yeah, I did. You still want to date him? Yeah, I'll watch it. Like.
It's just, you like what you like.
That's true. So, but that's, it is, I don't think he deserves to get run through the ringer. I think he just had a shitty relationship and now he's on TV all the time. You know what I mean? I agree.
Do it.
Look at this but look at all the broads he dates too. Yeah. Yeah, it's a guy who's insecure and shit. That's fine. Yeah, get a little thinner. All right. Well,
Yeah, I guess
so the consensus is I don't want to be in the same room with Jonah Hill, but I don't think he deserves to be fucking thrown through the ringer.
Right.
But let's talk about somebody else. Hear about what happened to Lizzo?
Yes, I did.
We talked about this like the last couple of minutes on your podcast and everything, but I did. We got the actual allegations of what happened. Is this the actual allegations, Chris? Oh, timeline? That's fine. Yeah, bring it down. Okay. So it starts on August 1st. NBC News exclusively reports on a bombshell lawsuit filed in Los Angeles on behalf of three former dancers, essentially, that names Lizzo, whose legal name is Melissa Vivian Jefferson, her company, and her dance captain, Shirlene Quigley, as defendants. The incidents in question seem to have mostly taken place during the first half of 23. Specifically, the suit accuses Quigley of pressuring her dancers on religious matters and, well, I didn't know that, on religious matters, and Lizzo of pressuring an uncomfortable dancer to touch a nude performer at an after party. There are also allegations of weight shaming, unfair firings, and racially biased attitudes. Go down, Chris. So then, like the next day, everyone, this is the crazy. Others who worked with Lizzo come forward in support of the dancers. Director Sophia Nala Allison, who was in 2019 briefly attached to a documentary about the singer, blasts her, calling her arrogant, self-centered, and unkind. So that was the HBO documentary called Love Lizzo.
Jeez.
Then another dancer came forward, posted a link to an article about the suit to her Instagram stories and writes, "For clarification, I am not part of the lawsuit, but this was very much my experience in my time there. Big shout out to the dancers who had the courage to bring us to light." Director Quinn Wilson, who worked on many creative projects with Lizzo, reports Holland Quest's story, adding, "I haven't been a part of that world for 3 years for a reason. I very much applaud the dancers' courage to bring this to light, and I grieve parts of my own experience. I'd appreciate space to understand my feelings." Go down. Past this. I don't care about that. Okay, yeah. So essentially, yeah, there it is. And then Lizzo finally responded. Go up a little bit. Let me just stop. Lizzo responds to the allegations in a statement posted to her Instagram and Twitter accounts. These last few days have gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointed. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized, she writes, calling the accusations false and too outrageous not to be addressed. So she denies everything. So,
well, she probably has a little bit of Ellen DeGeneres in her, where she's, the boss. She's the boss lady, and when she cracks her whip, these ladies need to move.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, here's the crazy thing about it is, I mean, first of all, it's crazy to me that somebody that is so beloved genuinely by from what I could see at one point, a lot of people, is now just it's true. Stars that burn bright, but you're right. Rock stars. We were talking about if you're a rock star on a level, if you're on a huge platform like that, aren't those guys and girls usually egotistical? Doesn't ego go with that? Aren't they usually egotistical?
They go hand in hand.
Yeah,
they go hand in hand.
So I love Prince. You love Prince, right?
Yes.
We love Prince.
100%.
I'm sure Prince was extremely difficult to work with.
100%.
I think he was probably so annoying.
Yeah, he probably made a lot of girls cry.
Probably made so many girls cry.
Made some guys cry.
Could you imagine working for Prince and be like, ugh?
Yeah, he just a tyrant, a little 5'2" tyrant walking around.
I don't think there's anybody who's ever.
If there's one thing that we get complimented about, it's how great the podcast looks. I don't do any of that. Chris does. He's the guy you usually hear laughing in the background of most of the episodes. I'm sure you're wondering, why don't you have a microphone for him? We don't have a microphone for him because we can't afford it. But the least we can do is get you links to the gear that we do use, and it'll help support the channel. We do get a little bump from that, I think. I don't know how any of this works. I really don't even know how to read the lines. Right now I'm doing a terrible job of it. I could say anything right now. I have 4 nipples and it's fine. We're gonna keep it in. But anyway, click the link below and you get some of that cool gear that we use to make your podcast look just as good, maybe better than ours. All right.
But because in order to get to the top of anything, and you have to that hasn't changed, right? You still have to step on necks and kind of screw people over, and you have to do stuff for yourself. You have to,
you kind of do,
and really that hardens a person, man or woman. You know,
you can't just do shit evenly the whole time and expect to get ahead. You do have to step on the shoulders of others and kind of work your way up the totem pole.
And with Lizzo, she definitely broke those shoulders. But
she snapped those shits in half. Yeah, you're right.
But she denies everything, but essentially, there's essentially 3 dancers that came out. Lizzo has this dance troupe, and they're saying, and they didn't say specifically, but the nude dancer thing was like there was a banana in some girl's pussy. Mm-hmm. And I guess she was eat the banana.
Yeah, right. They were flipping, squirting bananas out, I guess, of the pussies, and
what they think was at a club in Amsterdam or some shit, wasn't it?
Something to catch them and then eat them or whatever.
Oh, the flying dildo show.
Yeah, the flying dildo show also.
Which is a thing they advertise for those of you who don't know what they do in Amsterdam. You can look this shit up. A big thing in Amsterdam is not just live sex shows, but essentially live sex stunt shows where women shoot various objects out of their vagine.
Okay.
And one of the things is they launch dildos out of it, right? And Bert Kreischer did a whole bit about this, or a story about this somehow, where he was on tour, and so it's a thing that people do, and they go there. Part of the thing they go to Amsterdam is you go to the sex clubs,
right?
It's a big part of the culture. So she, I guess, was trying. I mean, I don't know. Was she what was it? Was she was it go bitch, suck that, or was she grabbing the back of her head like a businessman from 1945, being I want you to suck it like a whore on Christmas Eve or some shit like that?
I hope it was option 2.
That's what you're into?
I hope it was option 2.
I mean, do you think that she was in the club fucking making them lining strippers up, being all of you, in order for you to be Lizzo dancers, you've got to
you gotta go figure it out.
But also, isn't being a dancer difficult?
Yeah, but especially as a big girl, I'm pretty sure it'd be really difficult.
Yeah, but Tim Dillon said something really interesting about this whole thing. Tim Dillon was, first of all, if you haven't heard Tim Dillon's reaction, I hate to plug somebody else, but it's fucking insane. Watch it if you're Tim Dillon. But he was like, God has given me this story right now. But he was saying that there's a job that these girls have, they created for like Lizzo created. There was no fat backup dancer. Wake up, Keith.
No, I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, like, yeah.
Don't be like my therapist right now.
No, I was thinking about it. I was just like, yeah, I guess I could vision that.
But I'm saying like especially with like backup, like they were saying like this job didn't really exist before. There was no like tour. There was no for the big girls. There was no.
She has a whole she portrays family friendly.
But that's the
She
market.
just said, "I'm a big mean bitch." I think nobody would
No,
really.
but that
give
was
it
her
to
song, wasn't it? Isn't that the first line of the song?
No,
So it
it's
turns
about
out
that.
I'm 100% that bitch.
Yeah, that doesn't say mean though.
That's true. It
You know
doesn't
what I
say mean. You're right.
She's like, you can be big and you can be friendly and you can be big. And big,
It's
people
really
will love
after,
you.
that was her whole thing. It was body positivity, but now she's being accused of the fat shaming. But like,
Well, she doesn't have the body that she could get skinny and it look.
oh, you think it'd be like Star Jones, where it was like kind of
It'd be baggy.
Yeah.
It'd be baggy.
I mean, but she doesn't. She seems like listen. She seems proud of that shit. That's fine. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, be
I got a
proud of
blowjob.
the skin that you're in. I'm 100% with you.
Yeah. I mean, you got a cute face. I got a blowjob from you.
I appreciate.
I'll let you
that.
smother me. It's fine. I don't give a shit.
Would you, if you had the opportunity, would you sleep with Lizzo?
I don't know if I would sleep. I don't know if I'm. Well, here's the thing. You've seen Hustlers?
The part that you're talking about,
Yeah.
with
When she
the-
like
when
she's like doing
in
the dance.
right?
That's a pretty good look at how she looks naked.
I mean,
I don't think I'm into it.
I mean, I didn't need.
And
that.
I'm not like against. I've had sex with larger women before. I'm not against it, but I don't think I'm into it. I think she's too big. She's got
It's
a
a
cute
lot.
face. She's got a really cute face.
I don't even think her face is that cute. It's just a lot going on. As I envision
You
her
don't
body
think you could have sex with Lizzo?
for the story.
You do it for the story?
Yeah,
For the comedy of it?
100% for the story. Yeah, I do it.
God, bring up a picture of Lizzo and Hustlers.
Because when I close my eyes, I could just see that. I see like there's these memes on Facebook now of this guy oiling up these big girls, and it's like very sexual. And it's like, would you let your girl get a massage by this guy? And he's just like rubbing her flesh around. Pretty wild. There's a lot of flesh. Very fluffy flesh.
Fluffy.
It might feel if you oil
Is that
it
her
up.
from like whatever she has like a fishnet thing on in Hustlers? Like it leaves very little. I think that's it, but it's not.
She has on a.
Yeah, that's the onesie thing she wore.
And her confidence might make her attractive in real life,
and, like-
being that she's so confident.
Yeah, and definitely like I know a lot of guys that are into that shit. For the record, like
I don't know anybody who's into. I got one friend actually.
girls? Yeah, I got a couple
one.
friends that are
one
into
friend
big
who's
girls.
really into it, but
yeah, my cousin's in the big girls for Christ's sakes.
that's just like a fetish, though. That's like
Yeah.
fetishizing it. It's not. It's like, so are you into the fetish of it, or do you want to marry a big girl?
But
I
like
feel
my
that's
curiosity is the fat shaming thing. Like, are you fat shaming them saying they need to be skinny, or are you saying like you need to maintain a weight? Because a lot of shit in dancing is because of the costumes that they make for people. It's
Well-
hard to make alterations when you're on a huge tour,
Right.
so you have to maintain a weight because you need to fit your wardrobe because it's expensive to like make a whole new costume.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't think about that aspect
Yeah.
of it. Of like, yeah, you like if we have to add 2 inches, it's like.
It's a nightmare.
It's
for
a nightmare,
seamstress. I know
right.
people who
Right.
do this kind of shit too.
But I would feel you got to burn out, 1 billion calories doing it. So I mean,
But that's it. Yeah, I mean, like, what do you,
a
like-
burger won't hurt. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how much calories do you burn between practice and actually touring? I know a lot of people who get really skinny from that. Like, so I mean, I don't know. Like, I thought you like from the stress and everything, you lose weight because of the tour.
I have friends that are dancers, and they are like rails. They are. They're, I mean,
Right.
they're like muscle, but the way like there's nothing else there. It's like that kind of like that dancer body. Like it's. I'm not saying it's not attractive. I'm saying like you can tell like this is you don't even eat. All you do is move, and you've like prison body.
I don't think you get that like what do you call it? Like I think you're so busy. I mean, I don't think they're sitting down and just chowing down.
Yeah.
Because you would feel like shit, and then you wouldn't
I
want
also
to
recognize
do
it's
it.
very stressful to be a dancer. I'm not saying that.
Granted,
Yeah, but
granted.
like, yeah, you're right. Like, are they just like what's the buffet like? Are you going like are they weighing them every day? I don't know if they didn't say if they're weighing them every day like they're showgirls or some shit.
Well, this isn't. It's not a reality TV show.
No,
It's
well,
like-
she has a reality TV show.
Well, the one with the trans girl on it and stuff like that.
Yes,
That one?
this one's for the big girls.
Oh,
girls.
okay. Yeah, I
but
guess
it's
that is
to
reality
be
TV
in
show.
this troupe, I believe. It's a reality show to be a member of her, like, because that's her whole thing. Her dance troup's
I
all
wonder if
big
they
girl.
put that on pause now because of this.
You're gonna watch it? Or you're gonna put it on pause?
I mean, I guess I'll take a look at it.
You don't
just
have
like
to.
it. No,
I
mean,
watched a little of it.
No, I mean, I want to. I'll watch it in my spare time to see like just exactly what's going on. Like I saw just like the 5-minute interlude, I guess, or whatever it is, when they're like dancing. They show the trans girl, and she's like, "That girl just needs a little bit of my drive, and she could be the best, whatever the fuck they're all trying to be." At the end of
Shows
this.
are always the same. It's always, but that's the thing too. You have someone like Lizzo who just goes like, "I recognize something in you," and that's why everybody watches it and everything. Like,
I don't feel like she's been in the game long enough to know talent when she
when
sees
she
it.
was in Hustlers, wasn't she like she was famous, but she wasn't. I would argue she's way more famous now.
No, way more famous now.
Like
yeah.
way more famous now. So like I it's weird because I think we all watched Lizzo blow up. But like was she just, it wasn't like anything other than the music or whatever, and like kind of it's all the image. You brand yourself as body positivity, you brand yourself as and that's in a world like now that's gonna sell a whole lot when you're like, love yourself.
But she's also always giving off this diva attitude, as bad bitch.
But that's what I'm talking about.
All that dumb shit.
Why are you? That's what you're saying. We go back to it. It's like everybody's like, I can't believe that she's mean. It's like, I can't believe Santa Claus isn't real. Like, really?
But also, I mean, what she probably did, she was like, "Hey, girls, like, even though with the sex club thing is a little bit out there." But she's probably like,
she obviously did something fucked up. That's not great.
Catch some dildos. Let's cut loose. Have some fun. Like, you kind of gotta, this is, I don't know if it's a part of life, but it's just like, it's not that big of a deal. Just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they weren't being team players, she might have like, all right, well, just like, get out of my face, like, whatever. Like, I'm done with you.
I think, she does definitely seem like that kind of person.
Just, like. But I can't see.
But I think you also sign up for something too, so it's a little bit like, hey, you signed up for like.
Right. I mean, is it any worse than like Apprentice or something like that when he's shitting on these, like when he was shit on people on the show? Like, I don't know.
When Trump would.
But I guess they don't show you her shitting on them either, so maybe they're like,
no, they would never do that.
You don't even know it's happening. And she's
no,
like,
they're gonna do the British Bake Off thing, bro. I haven't watched it. I've seen the trailer for the show. I haven't watched the show, but from what it all seems like it looks like cry porn for people. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean,
which sells.
I mean, it's just
not
hey,
for me.
If somebody's running like if somebody's in charge of like other people and like kind of running their own personal empire type of a deal.
That's another thing. She's like the top. She's the face of the company, essentially.
You can't be but so nice all the time. You need shit to get done and to get done the right way.
Especially, and that's one of the things that I can recognize about it. I'm like, I get it. You're running a business.
Well, this is that everybody gets a trophy shit. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these are, well, where's my trophy too? I played. I tried. It's like, well, you didn't get one.
Well, you didn't get one. Why? Because you sat in the bench the whole time, Tim.
Yeah, you barely contributed, and when you did, you were a headache. So
I imagine Lizzo said something like that.
Try harder and come back next year. And it's like next year. It's like a whole year for you to practice and get right, and have to come back. You know what I mean? It's like I think every kid makes the team now. Like, but I don't think anybody gets cut anymore.
I think, especially in a world of dancers, if you get to a level, I think you worked hard to get there. But I don't understand why you're like. It's weird that they're immediately like, I didn't think it would be like this. Like, really, you didn't think it would be like this?
I mean, but
you thought it was all going to you thought you were going to get to a certain level and you could just coast.
But I don't know where they're coming from. Where it's like, where were they getting an opportunity at before this?
But that goes back to the thing that Tim Dillon said when he was just like, Lizzo essentially created a job for these a lot of these girls probably like, and now it is weird for them to turn around and kind of bite the hand that feeds is what he's saying.
It's like there's no like backup troop to go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if this doesn't work out, I think you got to go back to your day job or something. So there's also that. But it's like I don't know what. I mean, I don't know how nice Lizzo was supposed to be about asking you guys to do things and then you guys not doing them, and then her saying, like, "Hey,
I asked you to do something, you didn't do it.
Hey, you bitches better get it together."
I don't know. So it's like, what did they? It's like, what did they ask her to do? It's like, I don't know, stand up.
Yeah, it's like if she would have said, "Yeah," she hit me upside the head with a frying pan. I'm like, "Oh wow, that was crazy."
But also, dancers are fucking crazy too, and I've said this before. Like, it's because that life it's all rehearsal, and it's all being told you suck. You know what I mean? And never, it's never. And I don't mean as a larger girl. I mean like you always see those movies. You see Black Swan. What is it always about? It's always about some tormented fucking artist because they can't do the right pirouette, and because there's some crazy German lady that lets them know they suck every day because that's what their teacher told them and their teacher's teacher. You know, it's just it's a tough business because people, you want it to be this awesome thing, but like, I don't know, like, I'm not a dancer, but I recognize that it's really hard to be a dancer. That's why I'm not a fucking dancer. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I think people think that they're going to get to a level and they're going to coast and they're going to never stop. But like, it's especially in that world, like, you do it until you can't. Like,
Well,
that's a stressful fucking job.
I had the option of being a dancer, and
You did?
I chose not to dance.
You chose not to dance.
Yeah, so that was. I mean, I understand.
10th grade, I'll never forget.
Maybe you had 2 left feet and you cannot
No, I can't
dance,
dance.
but
No,
I mean,
you're absolutely right. I can't.
I used to be able to cut a rug or two.
Anyway, Lizzo.
They used to call me Blackfoot because
you never wore shoes inside. I never wore shoes outside.
they said when I danced, it just looked like one foot sliding across the floor.
Were you like, what's his name from? What was it from History of the World? This is sand dance. So, what's your thoughts on your final thought on Lizzo?
That she's probably fine. That they're overblowing it and they need to just buck up.
Oh, it's definitely overblown, but we
they
live in
just
that
need
kind
to
of
buck
world.
up. You know what I mean? Like Lizzo's like, like fuck you bitches. Like I'm not even gonna like. None of it's true, and I'm moving on.
But that's the other thing. I'm like, this isn't going to ruin her, right?
No.
How is it? Like,
Unless they said that she was putting her hands on him or something like that.
yeah,
but other
obviously,
than that,
if something
you know
fucked up happened, that's not cool.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to.
But if
come
it's
of
just
it.
if people are just not happy with their job, like so is everybody else.
Yeah, get
you know,
over it.
like and
She yelled
also
at
like
you.
you're at. I always and maybe this is me. Like, don't I would be so happy just to be like I'm at a fucking level that I never thought I'd be at.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's just me. Again, I am not a heavier girl or in any way, shape, or form. So
Yeah.
fuck me. Who gives a shit what I
So
think?
you made it to reality TV, or at least you made it to being in front of a
Arguably
star.
working with one of the most famous singers
Right.
of the era.
You're in front of a star. Like it didn't work out.
I mean, it was. Remember when it was like a thing to be one of J-Lo's backup dancers, like or
Right.
like Britney Spears, when it was like if you got that job as a dancer, it's like I'm fucking set. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, but at the same time, like there's always a face behind that, and they're usually fucking assholes. Like they're usually.
Well, they just need shit done the right way. It's
I
like,
get it, and I
it's
can
like
get
this
it.
is my baby. I need you guys to, I know you don't give a fuck. It's not yours, but this is my vision, so I need you to follow it the way I envision.
Wow, now I'm kind of like turning it like you just put it in that perspective. I'm like, yeah, how dare these crooked ass bitches come
It's
out
like this is my if shit gets fucked up, they're not going to blame it on the second backup dancer. The reason why the thing was fucked
Yeah,
up.
and like,
they're
again,
going to blame me.
yo,
Like,
I
my
bet-
name's on the marquee. I'm on the front of this.
And I bet immediately. Yeah, you're
yeah.
right. And I bet immediately, like, there's been like famous dancers that people worship. Like, I'm sure Martha Graham was a cunt. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
all these, like Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly was like one of the most famous like on-screen movie dancers of all time. I'm sure he was a bitch to work with. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
all these people because they're perfectionists because they want things done a certain way. And again, I don't want to work with these people either.
Right.
Because they sound annoying to work with.
People got mad at that time. Remember when Tom Cruise was reprimanding everybody in the set because there was like 2 guys like
You're taking money out of
yeah.
everyone's pocket.
That was
her
like-
pocket. Her pocket.
I was like, that's how he has to be. Like every day in production is more money. Like you can't just.
They basically made that because he basically financed that whole movie. You know what's crazy about that I found out about the whole Tom Cruise thing? So that movie, he had Tom Cruise controls the Mission Impossible franchise, and I mean he very much controls it. And he essentially when he was shooting the movie, he basically held off for I can't remember why. But he basically, it was because he wanted it released on a specific date and everything like that. And because he controlled it, he basically, they worked on the movie for like 2 years. And he just kept telling the studio it wasn't done yet. And then essentially right after that, he could release it and everything because he needed it for something. But it was crazy to me that I found out how much of the franchise, you always hear gatekeepers of the franchise but he literally controls the studio sees the film.
I don't think anybody funnier that Tom Cruise is controlling is going to blow anybody
Why? Because
away.
of all the Scientology weirdness.
Yeah, I mean, Kate, what was it, Holmes?
Kate Holmes.
Yeah.
Well, it was also Nicole Kidman.
Right.
And it was anybody that he married from 91 till now.
Right.
Although, I don't know, isn't David Miscavige still on the run? Isn't that dude still on the run? Because his wife is missing.
I guess.
I think the head guy's he hasn't been, he's in the middle of being sued by several people.
I can see that. Yeah,
So I
can see
think,
that.
I assume when to Scientology falls, Tom Cruise is just going to start the Church of Tom.
Yeah, I mean, he's so heavily invested in it. It's like, how do you turn back
But
now?
I think he's bigger than the church now.
He's once they convinced Tom, it was like, we did it.
Yeah,
We
he's going to
did it.
become Jesus of his own church
Right.
eventually. because he just, I mean, he built the whole mission, the last movie, he built the whole thing around that stunt where he just drives off a fucking cliff.
They said he did like 500 of those.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he trained how to base jump for like a year before the movie, and he got the studio to pay for it. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts?
wow.
And he's probably one of the richest men in the world, right? At least in Hollywood, he's definitely one of the richest men in
Oh, yeah,
Hollywood.
definitely. Without a doubt.
So, but yeah, so Tom Cruise is crazy, and he's probably a psycho.
And the last
people
one was
who are
good.
this, but people who are in entertainment are fucking psychopaths. Like,
And the last one was good also. There's
I
gonna be
didn't see the
another
last one. I like all these
It was
movies.
good. Yeah, I have no problem with it. It was good. I enjoyed it.
I don't watch Mission Impossible for deep
I want you to
acting.
be entertained.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was
I don't-
entertained.
Well, you weren't entertained by Fast X,
No, I wasn't. Not
which I
even a little
finally
bit.
watched, by the way.
Garbage.
What were you expecting?
Filth.
But yeah, I don't know. Like people like Lizzo, Tom Cruise, all these, and even Jonah Hill. I'll throw all these people. You should not be surprised when you find out they're weird in some way, or
Oh, of course.
like this is. I still to this day cannot believe when they're like when the Ellen thing. It's like my people were shocked, and I'm just like, why? Why would you think in the movies the leader of the global empire is always the bad guy? You know what I mean? That person is always like the head of the corporation is always. Why would this be any different? The head of OCP and RoboCop is always corrupt.
Right.
So
He's like, you mean Hillary Clinton is cunty? What?
yeah, that's what I like.
It's
Yeah, she's yeah. It's like there's certain people, and especially when you reach a certain level, and when you get enough money, it just it either makes you weird and eccentric, or it turns you into an asshole.
What do you think money would do to you?
What do you think money would do to me? I don't know, man. I'm scared.
Would you go full weird? I'm the weird one.
I think, full weird, like how? Full weird, like just buying whatever I want?
I mean, I can see you having a little bit of, what the fuck is his name? That British skinny actor, Russell Brand. I can see you going a little Russell Brandy.
I would definitely pay to get like all the hair plugs, like immediately. You would see me. That's how you know I'd have money. I would just show up with fucking like hair like that.
I might get hair down in my butt. That is an option.
Just because I could,
Yeah.
so I can get rid of this Bela Lugosi fucking.
It's still hot. Hair is still hot, so I might stay away from hair so I can stay streamlined.
Yeah, but see, you're a tall black guy. That works well. The bald head is a great look for you.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go with.
I do it. I look like a freshly circumcised dick.
I'm gonna try. I know somewhere, maybe in Germany, somewhere in China. I know there is like that Wolverine tank.
You're gonna go get adamantium claws?
No, I just want it to heal my body.
Oh,
I'm gonna soak in the liquid for
What's that called?
30 days and 30 nights, and I'll come out 2 years younger.
What's the Wolverine tank?
It's just like it heals your body, like the
like a sensory deprivation tank?
the Boba Fett tank. You ever see the Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah.
So that tank, there was a Baka tank. Baka tank? Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
That thing they float in with the robot. Yeah.
It fucking heals you up.
The goo? There's goo in it?
There's goo in it. Yeah, I'm gonna lay in the goo every day until I see fit. I'll come out, a couple years younger, new body parts, and I'll just.
Holy crap!
Slowly,
Keith looks like Michael Jordan in '92.
I'll slowly assimilate myself back into society.
And then you start your cult.
As a man of God, but none that you've ever heard of.
You do seem like if you did have money, you would do that, and you would wear a lot of linen all the time.
Yeah, I'd walk a very slow gait.
So it looked like you float.
Yeah, very slow gait, and I'd wear a cape.
So you would go full weird if you went.
Yeah, I'd wear a cape, even though it's not socially acceptable.
Cape with a collar or cape, just a cape?
No collar.
No collar.
I'm not a fucking asshole.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have a cape on, and I'm gonna sashay across. Like I'm gonna learn how to almost moonwalk permanently, and it's gonna always look like I'm moonwalking a little bit.
That's very specific. So you'd go full weird if you had money.
That's not weird. It's eccentric. See,
but they'd be like, "Who is that?"
Me.
It's like, "Oh, he invented like 3 apps."
And then when you see me coming, it's gonna be like, that that tall black gay guy that we met at the restaurant that shall not be named. He was a part of the show. The tall, eccentric gay guy.
Yeah.
You know how when he walked into the room, you kind of just felt it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like he kind of took over the room a little bit.
Yes.
Well, when you see me walking with that cape on, you know what I mean?
You want eyes on you.
You're gonna know.
I feel like if someone has a cape, and they walk into a room, that's like a go-to. Like, you're going to look.
You'll be as surprised as you were when you saw that black guy swim to that fight in that Montgomery boat dock fight.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll be as surprised.
What did you say? Race wars at its peak?
Yeah, that's premium race wars right there.
But yeah, they got I don't know that like so money like that, be eccentric. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely buy because at that point, like if I have walking around money like that, like whatever, I have a company or I invent an app that blows up, right? I guess at that point, I don't know if you'd ever see me again. I would just do stuff on my own, I guess. I wouldn't need, because who needs the company of people at that point, right?
Well, I mean,
No. You just,
you
just fucking hide away. I'll just become Howard Hughes and just like stay in one room.
well, I'm going to be so immersed into technology. It's like I'm going to Tony Stark my way,
You're gonna become
into technology.
You're going to become like what? Immerse yourself, like literally, like become a cyborg.
No, I'm going to find out how to make nanobots for starters.
And you're going to make your own Iron Man suit.
Well, I'm going to let it
Don't you need like an engineering degree? Didn't Tony Stark have like near genius PhD?
I'll capture some Israeli smartass from somewhere, some cave.
But that's the opposite of what they did to him.
Reversed, whatever it is.
I'm saying you do that. It's just funny because it's like he got kidnapped by
There's some scientist wasting away in a cave somewhere who's looking for a better life. I'm going to find him, take him and his family. I'm going to get them a duplex in Wading River, and then we're going to make nanobots.
You're going to make nanobots?
Nanobots.
So your plan is to make nanobots, and eventually you want to eventually become Iron Man.
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to be able to clean your blood, cancer, stuff like that. They're going to revolutionize the pharmaceutical business.
Isn't that also like highly dangerous?
With great power comes great responsibility.
Let's play Mugshot Shorties. You got some the man who invented the game. I can't not do this when we have him on. I'll marry her this one right away.
What did she do?
Mugshot Shorties, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. We don't have a theme song for this. This was invented by Keith.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure. I was like, somebody had a parallel thing with me. I'm pretty sure.
This is because of you.
Mugshot Shorties was.
Keith invented this game, and every comedian on it tried to do it.
So what you do? So the way I had originally thought about it is you look at them, see, would you or would you not, and then based off the crime, does that change whether you would or would?
I just do. Would you swipe left or right, and what's the crime?
Well,
because that's like too wordy what you said.
If it's
stupid.
murder, then no, I'm out.
But you don't know that. You're going on a blind date with this girl.
What if she's Lorena Bobbitt? No.
How often is Lorena Bobbitt-esque crime going to come up on this?
I don't know.
Probably
I gotta see the crimes.
You're probably right.
I don't know.
All right, so we're going to tweak the rules for Keith. I like it better when people have to sit with their decisions, but okay.
No, I'm going to sit with my decision. It's just like, oh man, maybe just the one date then.
Okay, just the one.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm still going to take her out.
And she can't use the car because she keeps hitting things.
All right, so this is Waldell County Jail, Belfast, Maine. So this is overseas, but or no, Belfast, Maine. That's up. I thought that was Belfast. I was thinking Belfast because Belfast is Ireland.
Right. Yeah.
But Keith, you want to start us off here?
I mean, I definitely would. She's smoking hot. Yeah, I can see the fire in those eyes. Something tells me that she's either burned or stabbed. But that look is icy.
Okay,
it's an icy look.
I don't see ice. I see tears in her eyes. I'm going to say that she tried to cry to get out of a ticket. It's going to be something like DWI, and I will marry her.
She's going to, whatever she did, it's not her first time doing it.
No, yeah, well, neck tattoo people, you definitely think that.
Whatever she did, she did it before, and she'll do it again.
And I would love to subscribe to her OnlyFans. What did she do? Assault and robbery. Do you stand by your decision? She's not going to rob you.
Yeah, what kind of...
The assault probably happened with the robbery.
Right, she probably tried to beat up some chick and take her shit, and it probably used to be hers to begin with, or her ex-boyfriend's. Yeah, she's all right.
This sounds like... I don't know if you've seen this.
She's a good egg.
I don't know if you should see this girl anymore, Keith. No, you don't understand what happened.
No.
Right?
She's a good egg. This is,
All right, next. Oh, I see regret.
Yeah, I'm going to go no on that one.
You're going to go no?
No. So the way she's biting the lip in the photo, she still wants revenge.
I'm going to say no, but I'm going to guess there's remorse, though. There's a tinge of sadness in the eyes.
I don't see sadness. I see revenge.
You see revenge? All right.
I see revenge.
All right, so you're gonna. What do you say?
I see
Your
somebody who
crime is just revenge.
I see somebody who wants some payback. Is what I see.
So she's arrested for payback.
Well, this is probably arson.
All right, you say arson. I'm gonna stick with like DUI, DW, or something drug related. I'm gonna say drug related crime. Actually,
All right.
I'm gonna say drug related crime. I feel like her ex boyfriend made her stuff cocaine up her ass. Malicious wounding, intent to kill.
What did I say? So she did. So she didn't kill that girl like she was supposed to. She's like, this bitch still got away. So now it's like she was
What
like,
did I say?
She was
Immediately.
like, so now she's thinking about like, how did I miss? You know what I mean? How the fuck did I miss? That's all she's thinking about. She's like, I can't believe I missed.
Anyway,
Like I said, the look of just
she's mad because she didn't kill.
She didn't kill. She's like, she got away. I was like, I get it.
I'll
I
get
totally
that bitch
get it.
next time.
She got away.
All right, next, Chris.
Oh yeah.
I'm all about.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll watch anime with you.
Yeah, she has some cyber crime. She's fine.
Oh yeah, she's some cyber crime. She's like hacking into the fucking national bank
she
or whatever.
fucking changed her grades at college or some shit.
Yeah,
she'll be all right.
she seems like she's fun to take acid with.
Yeah, she plays video games.
And she looks,
yeah.
she looks like she's happy with her life.
She knows the name of 10 YouTubers off the top of her head.
She looks like she likes to fuck to anime.
Sure.
All right, so we both want it.
I'm saying some real light shit, like stealing of makeup, horse shit. Some real like girly shit. Nothing.
Yeah, it's probably
I'm talking about like.
I'm going to say something like some sort of stealing, some sort of theft.
She was
maybe.
out the next day.
Yeah. Because she looks like she parties too, so she was probably high, needed a ride home, and stole a car. Battery.
I mean,
No wonder she's smiling.
Yeah,
She probably succeeded.
There's always a second person that gets caught. Some girl, tried to fight her. She stuck up for herself. She's all right.
All right, so it's probably some sort of festival situation.
Yeah. It was at a rave. Things got out of control, my baby.
That girl probably ripped her off on that balloon of fucking nitrous oxide.
No, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go left
yeah.
on this one. Yeah, she.
I'm saying no. I'm definitely saying drugs. I'm saying
It's definitely something drug related, and she hasn't learned a lesson yet. Yeah.
oh god.
Yeah. She just can't believe she's in here for that.
I don't think she can believe.
She's like, I can't believe I'm in here for this.
I don't think she knows that she's in this place that she's in though. By that look on her face, I think she's looking at the demon coming out of the ceiling right
She's
now.
like, Dad. She has the look of Dad. Come get me.
Yeah, exactly. But like I thought she was, but one eye is lower than the other, right? Is that
Little wonk.
got a little wonk? All right, what's her crime? Dude, this is a fucking rowdy bunch this week.
Attempted murder. All right.
Attempted. I mean, really, what is that? Did they give prizes for attempted chemistry? Really?
I mean, that's, she's riding you. She puts her hand around your neck. She likes her guys, kind of thin like you. And then, you're so weak and stupid, you can't get up. So then you accuse her of trying to murder you when really it was just rough sex going bad.
Are you like, is that a penthouse letter? What are you talking about?
When you want to be asphyxiated.
You're fucking weird, dude.
You know what I mean? This is,
When you want to be a little John Carradine, you know what I mean?
She was like, she doesn't know how many pounds of pressure to apply.
I think she knows. I think she knows exactly how much she's gonna try.
You know what that look is? Like, I wish she would stop being such a pussy. That's what that look is. I wish she would stop being such a pussy.
You pussy ass bitch.
I get it, girl.
What'd you say?
I said I get it.
I thought you said.
I said I get it. I'm gonna go left on that.
He's gonna go back. You're gonna take her out.
Yeah, I'm still but it's
No. I'm not gonna. No, I don't want to
yeah,
hear it.
it's fine. Tattoo in the face always says
That's not good on anybody.
Yeah,
unless you're Mike Tyson. And it also looks like she did it herself. And it says reckless.
I would say something to have to do with robbery and hitting. It says going to be both. It's
She's cute without the facial tattoo.
A robbery and also
considering the track record.
She fought the cops back.
I'm saying attempted murder.
No,
because that's
robbery and assault and battery. It doesn't be assault and battery.
All right, Professor X, your only power is detecting crimes. You're saying I'm going to say assault with a deadly weapon.
Something stupid too. She was in like a Shawties and like got into like
a Charlie O's or whatever.
Yeah, got into like an argument with the waitress, and she was like, "You trying to fuck my man?"
You do look
and
like.
She was like, "Why would you think I'm trying to fuck your man?" She was like, "Bitch, you keep asking me questions." She was like, "I was asking for his order," and she was like, "Nah, fuck that, fight." And
this does look like the kind of picture you would see next to a headline that says "Incident at Applebee's."
Yeah.
Attempted murder. See, I told you. I was close though. I said assault with a deadly weapon.
You never found a loaded pistol in the bushes?
Ah, God. You know what? She has just the right amount
what?
of facial tattoos for me to
But I
marry
bet
her.
you she lives in California somewhere, and like she just, mom and dad had a picture early, so
no,
she started with this horse shit, because
It's- yeah,
she was
she's
dating
either-
that one guy who was a tattoo artist and kept letting her do, like, I'm letting him do this dumb shit.
Yeah, but she's either from L.A. or like West Virginia. There is no in between.
But she's in West Virginia, then she did a real crime. She was in L.A. She did some bullshit.
Or Pennsylvania.
I don't know if Pennsylvanians have like face tattoos like
Yeah,
this.
they do.
That red hair with the facial tattoos.
Oh yeah, they're all weird down
There's
there.
the thing above the eyebrow says Amor. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's just some guy that she was just
Or she's European.
just in love with some dude.
She could be. I mean, she could be European. I don't know why we're guessing ethnicity. Let's guess crime. All right, so we've been doing.
All right, so she has like the shingles on her forehead though, that leads me to believe like Mexican cartel or something.
Which shingles? What are you talking
Like
about?
like those. Yeah, that.
I thought that was like a belly dancer type thing.
I think it's like.
What's that? It is a chandelier. Okay.
Yeah.
So she has a chandelier. I assume that's
Yeah.
on the side of her head.
And her husband or Amor is he tells her what to do. So she probably tried to rob somebody or kill somebody because he said he gave her the word.
I think she is Russian. I think Amor is her kid's name. I also think that she helped smuggle drugs, and I would absolutely marry her.
No, she did something somebody told her to do and it just didn't work out. Driving with a suspended
Like
license.
this horse shit, like these
So
pussy
she's
ass
from,
crimes.
she's from California, and that was it.
I like these because you can never tell what they did. It's either something awful or
She beat some chick up and was proud of it. She was like, "Wait till you see her though.
oh yeah, she definitely beat up the girl that was fucking her husband.
Catch me outside. What about that though?"
Yeah, she wants to. Oh man, she has a SoundCloud rap page. Yeah, you're definitely.
She's like, I'm going to OnlyFans right after this. So
Oh, definitely.
holler at me.
yeah, she's like prison Biddy or something like that.
Yeah, she is just fighting some chick.
Yeah,
She
I'm gonna
just-
say assault as
Yeah.
well, and she looks a little. No, she's too confident in herself. I can't match.
She's
her.
like, I'm gonna do fine right in here too.
I feel like she looks like she's gonna stab me with a screwdriver and laugh. Failure to appear.
She's like, I'll be out tomorrow.
What do I go in for the weekend? I'll just not
Yeah,
show up.
she's
I need
fine.
the break.
Right.
Ooh,
There's a lot of sadness in
that
those
is.
eyes.
But you think that's sadness? She's smiling.
She looks like I got caught sadness. She did some real life shit.
think
She tried to hit somebody with her car. She went for
Okay.
Yeah. She might have been drunk.
I'm gonna say assault and battery. No, something like that. Like she looks. I'm gonna say same thing, except she looks like she acted out of in the moment, if you will. And
Right, it's a fit of rage.
Yes, because
Yeah, it was a
she
fit
seems
of
like
rage.
it seems like the kind of rage that like later on she was like talking. You know how like sometimes you see videos of girls like talking shit to the cops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that one girl that's
They
like, "What are you
just
trying to
wake
fuck me?" Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say assault and battery or something like that.
Killer harm.
Disorderly conduct, public intoxication makes a lot of sense. And assault. I win. She kicked a DJ in the face that was dressed like a clown at a Halloween party. Oh my God, we actually have specifics on this one.
Wow.
No wonder she's smiling. Oh man, I was right. I won that
Yeah,
one.
She was like, and I'll do it again.
What was she dressed as? That's what I. Oh man. Oh
They
God.
tried they tried to jump somebody.
There's vacant looks. What is in her tits? What is
Inhaler.
that? Her inhaler? Okay.
Yeah. They tried to jump somebody. That's it.
One looks scared. The other one looks like she's in the middle of trying to explain that this is all a mistake.
They tried to jump somebody.
Do you think they tried to jump somebody as a team?
Yep.
I don't know. They have vacant, cold look in their eyes. I think maybe drugs of some kind.
Both same shitty hair job also.
Yeah, you don't think that's natural?
But I would take them both though.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
would think that I would control them, and then they would take advantage of me, and I would have to
yeah.
deal with that. But
what are you looking for? A girl that's going to hold the knife against your throat or something
when
like
the
that?
other one robs me, duh.
Yeah, of course. You don't know what I'm into, and don't judge me. Yeah, I'm gonna go with some sort of stealing, some sort of like robbery or something like that.
Prostitution.
Prostitution twins is the funniest.
Wow.
Oh, listen, we were judging these
How'd they
women,
get
and
them
all they
both?
were trying to do is give back to society.
How'd they get them both?
Really? What's their phone number? So, all right, man. Well, thanks for coming out and hanging out.
No problem, bud.
Did you have fun?
Yes, I did. I had to sneeze like 30 times.
I'm
in
sorry.
This podcast. I don't know why.
It's all right. You had so many ideas; they were coming out of your nose.
You guess so. It's just like I constantly have to, like, when the weather changes like this, it just gives me like
you got the weird allergies.
Yeah, it's just
It's like the air pressure?
Yeah, it's like it smell rain in the air.
It's like my aunt would be like, "My wrist hurts," because she hurt her wrist a long time ago. It means it's gonna rain.
Did something when something was going to happen.
Like you get a hard on every time there's gonna be a thunderstorm or some shit like that.
Well, I don't know if that'd be ideal.
I mean, listen,
I mean,
that's the dreams
Guys,
are fun.
it's going to thunder. It's going to thunder.
It's good to have dreams, not fantasies, Joe. Okay.
Yeah, it's like my thunder rod is up.
What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is Mr. Fairfax. And my Facebook is Keith Faifax. And YouTube is Keith Faifax Comedy.
Yeah. Find him. It's the you still have the Richard Pryor cover on Instagram?
I gotta change that. Yeah, that's an aggressive cover. Yeah, I gotta change that. I've been meaning to change that. Yeah, that's aggressive.
So
aggressive.
Awesome. And then follow me at that Winchell Kid at the Millennial Stoner. I'm Millennial Stoner on TikTok. YouTube is Millennial Stoner, right? Right, Chris? Yeah, Millennial Stoner on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. I also really wanted to say again, the views for the reels and everything have been great, guys. I appreciate all of you. Please keep liking stuff, keep watching stuff, share it, all that stuff. Comment. I don't give a shit, man. I'm just grateful that people take time to watch. So I appreciate you guys. Once again, you can find Keith on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. Thanks for coming out, dude.
No problem.
Keep tuning in, guys. I'll talk to you next week.
All righty.
The Millennial Stoner outro song. Yeah, pack a bowl and sing along. Blah, la, blah, la, blah, la, 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 la. Ba, ba, blue sheep, ba, 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 ba. This is the favorite podcast of the Dalai Lama.